Hi, welcome back. My name is Brooke, and this is Seeds to Sanctuary. If you're new here, in the month of September, I am doing a new series called Souptember. These are my other uploads. Go check them out after you watch my newest upload. Thanks for watching. Hi, friends, and welcome back. And in today's episode of Souptember, we are going to make leftover pot roast soup. Super, super, super easy, because we already did all the hard work by making our roast beef. I will leave you my slow cooker pot roast recipe. But what we are going to do today, we are going to dice up our celery. I used 2 stalks. I'm going to add them straight into my Dutch oven. We are going to cut up 1 medium onion. Oh, and my sweet friend told me about, it was a comment. She said to put my onions in water to soak them, and it helps with the fumes that come off of them. So thank you so much for that helpful comment. We appreciate all the tips and tricks that you want to leave us down in that comment section. I don't shy away from good advice. So I'm just going to add the onion into our Dutch oven. You can use a stock pot as well. Now, when I made my pot roast, I put potatoes and carrots from the garden. Oh, here we go. In my pot roast, I like to very, very, very slowly cook my pot roast. The animal died once. Let's not kill it again, okay? Some people put that on high heat and they have to use a knife to cut the roast beef. I never heard of such a thing. It literally falls apart the way I do it. I'm just going to cut up all of these potatoes that are left from my roast beef, and I'm going to add them to the stock pot. My fingerling potatoes grew so well this year. So did my other potatoes as well, but the fingerlings, man, did they produce. I can't wait to see my sweet potatoes. I'm growing those for the first time.
Now disconnected from Chromebook_B2F.
Sorry about that. I cannot wait to see my sweet potato harvest. I was growing them for the first time. Pretty soon it'll be time to take them out of the buckets and see what we got. Okay, what's next to go into this Dutch oven? I am going to add, there is fat still on this. It was in my refrigerator. And that's okay. That's just going to give it a little...
Now disconnected from Chromebook_B2F. Now connected to Chromebook_B2F. Now disconnected from Chromebook_B2F.
Alexa's really on it today. All right, I think now I might be able to talk. I'm just going to pull apart and add 2 cups of my already cooked roast beef. I'm also going to drain any juice that I had down at the bottom into this cup. Wash up my hands real quick, wipe them down. Like I said, messy, but your sweet comment to me about how messy cookers are the best cookers, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. So I'm going to add those 2 cups into my Dutch oven. I also have tomatoes going on in the background, which is another video. I'm going to be making Better Than Heinz ketchup for the first time and showing you how to make dried cherry tomato paste. Okay, now that we got all of that into our Dutch oven, I'm going to get 2 cups of hot water And I made homemade gravy. We're a gravy family. So I just took the drippings from the roast beef, the juices, they were all in the crock pot, and I added flour to it and whisked it up and then let it simmer and thicken up. This is what's left. I'm going to add the hot water into this mason jar with the gravy. Shake it up a little bit to loosen the gravy down there at the bottom. We want nothing to go to waste. Then I'm going to pour that into the stock pot, Dutch oven. I am going to add, if I can get it open, I put that on way too tight. I'm going to add about a half tablespoon of garlic powder. Not so tight this time, Brooke. I'm going to add a half to a tablespoon of parsley. Do you see that? Put 1 can of Great Northern beans in the soup with the juice that's in the can. We're going to stir all of our ingredients together. And then we are going to add it on medium heat and let it simmer and cook down for about half hour to 45 minutes. So our leftover roast beef soup has come to a boil. I turned down the heat to low and I'm going to let it cook for another 10 minutes. Okay friends, so while I was stirring up that soup, I noticed it needed a little bit more color. And since carrots are one of my family's favorite, they disappeared out of the pot roast pot a lot sooner. So I'm just going to add a large carrot to our roast beef soup. It's going to give it that pop of orange, beautiful color. I'm so excited about my new series. I'm about to tell you about it right now. So I hinted to growing in winter, but I am going to do another food series called All About the Crumbles. So in the month of November, I am going to make crumbles all week, every week, and upload them to share with you, my friends. So I hope you hit that sub button and stay tuned for a lot more fun in Brooke's kitchen. You can dice up your carrots smaller than this. As I mentioned, my husband loves chunky soup. So now I'm just going to add this to our leftover roast beef soup. I thought we'd chat a second before getting everything out to make our bread that goes with the soup today. We are going to make a cornbread muffin with a twist. But is there anyone out there who has digestive problems? I know I've dealt with it most of my life, and I had to see a gastroendocrinologist. Well, my son Eli is now in the same position, and I was just wondering if I could reach out and ask any of you if you have any good tips on good digestion medicine or home remedies. I'm not against pharmaceuticals. I would prefer to steer clear from them. Like I said, I had an autoimmune disorder. I have an autoimmune disorder, and I was put on a lot of medication for a long time, and I feel like it wreaked havoc on my body. So thankfully to some natural medicines, I have been better than ever, and I'm appreciating every second that life is offering me right now. I feel like I'm on the go, go, go. I feel like I have so much energy, so much blessings, and I'm so happy that you guys are joining in with me. I cannot truly express to you how much that means to me. Thank you truly from the bottom of my heart for taking time out of your day to spend it with me. I love you guys. I truly do. All right, let's get to those cornbread muffins with a twist. Okay, friends, look how beautiful this soup is coming together. It is thickened up just the way that I like it. So I do not want any more of the water to evaporate, any more of our juices. So I'm just going to add a lid onto it and cook it just for 10 more minutes, and then it'll be ready for us to enjoy. Okay, friends, let's talk cornbread biscuits. I am going to double up my recipe because only half of them I'm going to make the special cornbread muffins, and which is going to be cheddar jalapeno cornbread. The next ones will just be plain or with cheddar for my boys because they don't appreciate the heat like my husband and I do. They're super simple to make. Let's make some cornbread muffins. First, you are going to need to add 1 egg. I'm going to double this recipe, but I'm going to do each one separately so there is no jalapenos popping on over to my boys' cornbread because they will not appreciate that, especially my Eli. If he sees anything green, yeah, it's the end of the world. We are going to take 2/3 cup of our all-purpose flour. We are also going to use a 1/2 cup of our cornmeal. We are also going to add a 1/3 cup of sugar. Feel free to add a little bit more if you like it a little sweeter. Next, we are going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Next will be a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. And then we are going to add a 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. Next, we are going to add a 1/2 cup of milk. Now we are just going to combine all of our ingredients. It's all nice and combined. Now, let's spray up our muffin pan. Get it all nice and good. I'm going to try to evenly pour the same amount in each muffin tin. Okay, friends, now that we got our second batch all mixed up, I'm going to show you just exactly what I do to make our jalapeno cornbread cheddar muffins. Boy, did that seem like a lot for me to get out. I am going to add a teaspoon of parsley. You'll notice that parsley is one of my favorites. I think it's underrated by a lot of people. Parsley is so good. I love it, and it's really easy to grow. Okay. Also, I've said it before, save your seeds. I'm going to cut my jalapeno up into very small pieces. Oh, it smells so good. My jalapenos are all coming in now, but I didn't have any all summer. Kind of strange, but I'm grateful for them now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add that into our cornbread mixture. And then I'm going to grate up white cheddar and yellow cheddar. About a cup. A 1/2 cup to a cup. You don't have to have it that cheesy. Now that we have our 1/2 cup of cheese all shredded up, I'm just going to add it right into this beautiful mix and give it a stir. And then I'm just going to place them into our muffin tins, and I'm going to add it into the oven at 400 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. Keep an eye out. Look to see if it's golden brown, and then do the toothpick test. My grandpa used to say the only way you can mess up cornbread is if you don't eat it. Man, I love my papa, and I miss him. He was such a good man. He raised me along with my grandmother, my aunt, and uncle had stepped in for a while as well. But for the majority of the time, I lived with my grandparents. Both of my parents were sick with addiction for most of my life. And then my father passed away when he was 47 from a blood clot. So my mother is now clean, but it has been a struggle for most of my life, and I'm almost 40. Yeah, so my papa was more like my father. I learned a lot from him. You'd be pretty proud of this cornbread. Off into the oven we go. And it's time to clean up a mess again. Take a look at that beautiful soup, along with these cornbread. All right, for the taste test, and I hope you really enjoy this recipe and think twice about your leftovers. You can turn it into so many different meals. It's delish. It is delish. That's so good. Let's try our cornbread. I'm gonna add a little bit of butter, because you can't eat cornbread without butter. It's some kind of golden rule, I think. That's for sure a keeper. Thank you so much for joining me today. Bye for now. See you later.